Today's a dark day in my life, and that's coming from a guy wearing a Batman t-shirt at 5 o'clock in the morning. But as a wise man once said,
"Now's not the time for fear. That comes later."
just give me a reason to whip out the Bane mask and I'm gonna do it. So the big movie news topic of the day is Batman vs. Superman has been delayed by about 10 months. They're postponing the movie. It was originally supposed to come out July 17th, 2015. Now it's being postponed to May 6, 2016. Let's get serious for a moment. That was pretty much my most anticipated movie of 2015. And I know what you're thinking. Star Wars comes out the same year. I know, but Star Wars doesn't have Batman in it. And that's what I wanted to see, Batman vs. Superman up on the big screen. And deep down inside, I just knew something wasn't right. I could feel like a little tingle in my elbow. I was like, what is that? You know what it was? It was like, yeah, Batman vs. Superman ain't coming out. Now the reason for the delay is Warner Brothers states they need more creative time to develop the best movie they can and give Zack Snyder a little bit more time to make the best possible movie he can. Now what does all this mean? Well, it means they were trying to cram too much shit into this movie and they didn't quite know how to make it work. Because Batman vs. Superman was going to have Batman, Superman, obviously. There was also a rumored Lex Luthor and Wonder Woman. And when you try to cram all that into one movie, you gotta do it right so it doesn't feel bloated. The original concept and announcement behind this movie was Batman vs. Superman. And it's kind of slowly but surely evolved into a stepping stone into the Justice League movie. They're just gonna try to cram all this other stuff in there, and it almost felt like the Batman vs. Superman part of the movie was kind of taking a back seat. So is Warner Brothers lying to us? I don't think so. I think they're just sugarcoating it. I don't think they quite have their shit together. They ran into some issues, and I think along the way they're like, you know what, we can't quite cram everything into this one movie, so we have to organize it a little bit better. And here's my other theory about why they might be delaying this movie. And no, it's not because Ben Affleck broke his leg. I think that's just some random internet rumor. Plus, even if he did break his leg, he could put the magic knee brace on that Bruce Wayne wears in The Dark Knight Rises. It's like, oh, you got a limp? Just put this magic knee brace on, you can kick brick walls. There you go, Bruce. Good job. Now here's my theory in all of this. I think once Warner Brothers sat there and looked at the script, they're like, we're trying to cram too much into this. And plus the light at the end of the tunnel, the whole reason behind all of this, the build-up, is the Justice League movie. How can we get to the Justice League movie and develop characters along the way? So this is just my opinion, but I think Warner Brothers wants to shoot Batman vs. Superman and the Justice League movie back to back. And from a business perspective, that makes complete sense. If you shoot both movies back to back, you can actually do the whole production a little bit cheaper than if you separated it by a year or two. Plus you need this whole ensemble cast together. Why not just film them all together at once, get it all done, have it ready to go. You get more time for post-production with the Justice League. You can sit on it a little bit longer, not be rushed, and that way you get a guaranteed Justice League movie coming out a year after Batman vs. Superman. That way all of the build-up in Batman vs. Superman actually goes somewhere and they can plan it to a T because they're shooting both movies back to back. Now I could be completely wrong and they might just be focusing on the Batman vs. Superman movie and actually trying to put together a script that makes sense. But the one thing that annoys me about all of this is they announced this movie last summer. They gave an announcement, they gave a date when the movie would come out, and I think they did all of that without pretty much a script. Which is, why? Why would you even do that? That's just bad business. I get that you're trying to build up the hype, but have a fucking script so you can put the movie out when you say you're gonna put it out. And when you make a promise to a young boy on a rainy day, you keep that promise. Because many fanboys across the planet right now are weeping and crying because they can't wait 10 months, and I'm one of them. You know what I had to do earlier when I heard this news? I had to go into my bathroom, turn the shower on so my girlfriend couldn't hear me crying, and I weeped a little bit. Because I'm an impatient person, I'm like, I've been waiting my whole life for this. Now I gotta wait another year. But on a positive note, if they are taking the time to develop the best possible script to make Batman vs. Superman a kick-ass movie, and waiting a year is gonna make it a much better movie than it originally would have been, which, by the way, it sounded like it was getting a little jumbled there for a minute. I think in the end, as long as it comes out to be a better movie, I can wait a year. Because let's be honest, Warner Brothers, if you fuck up a Batman vs. Superman movie, they will never forgive you. Like, that'll ruin everything down the line, a billion-dollar franchise flushed down the toilet, so you better get it right the first time. You hear me? You hear me, Dougie? That's my Ben Affleck impression. It's awful and I'm still working on it. So anyway, guys, that's my take on this. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.